Also on the weekends, 1 to 6 p.m. Only on your premium sports radio. Today, 95.1 FM.
Hello, my name is Kanu Wanko, aka Papilo. For the latest and trending sports stories, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
My name is Gianni Infantino, FIFA president. For the best of sports, always listen to Today Sports Live on Today 95.1 FM Port Harcourt.
Mexico. The United States, they were on fire early as of this morning or last night over there at the SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. It was goals for Larry Balogun. Looks like the man. Maybe golden boots. You can't tell. From Nigeria to the United States to the rest of the world. Giovanni Reina, probably a contender for a goal of the tournament. And it's all started well. It's all started in blitz and glamour. It's all started with goals pouring into the back of the net. You had goals in the game between Canada and Bosnia. We also had goals in the game between South Korea and Czech Republic in the opening game as well. Some people are being asked to go and do something back home as they did lose by 2-0 to Mexico. Yesterday, the United States 4-1 victors over Paraguay. Yes, not a result many really expected. Later on today, we'll be having Switzerland take on Qatar. We'll also be having the one a lot of people will also have their eyes on. Probably another hit watch from the African continent about to happen when Brazil actually take on Morocco then early hours of tomorrow morning. And we will be having Haiti take on Scotland. Well, this is today's Sports Live on your Premium Talk News and Sports Radio station today, 95.1 FM. You're listening to the voice of Henry Ogugo here with you this lovely Saturday afternoon as we get ready, or as we are about to delve into another marathon edition of the show. From now to the 6 o'clock hour, we are here in the sports crew to dissect everything happening in the world of football for you this afternoon. It's all about international football, the transfers, the World Cup. That's what is trending, as a lot is going down there in Canada, Mexico, and the United States, and as well, like I did mention, transfers across the major leagues in Europe, as some teams are gearing up for certain things or trying to put certain things in place. Before we head over to talk some local football, Nigerian football will be on the menu as well today on today's Sports Live. As usual, I'm never alone in the studio today. All the talking of God, the guys here with me. Let me start off by introducing Somto Isaac. Somto, good afternoon. Welcome to the show. And have you been entertained so far by the World Cup?
No, I'm entertained. I'm a piano boy who come back home soon and start singing I'm a piano. They should stick to I'm a piano and leave football. Henry, this energy, is it because of something I'm aware of?
What are you aware of?
Is it because of something I'm aware of, you know?
Don't say anything that's not right.
You know,
because it will be slander and defamation of character.
In a stadium, there is the home dressing room and there is the so dressing room. So is it because of that so this energy is...
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Henry, please carry.
I refrain from any comments.
Because I am so jealous of this energy. I want this kind of energy in my life. So the God that has done it for you.
You have it in your life now.
Who told you that?
You have it in your life. 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 It's not fake. You have it in your life.
Show me evidence. Bring proof.
The evidence is with you.
It's not with me.
You know what you're saying. The evidence is with you.
I am only with my phone and some other accessories. I don't have any evidence on me.
The evidence is in the phone.
It is in the phone. Come on, open my phone.
I am not going to open your phone. I need a warrant to open your phone, but I will not do that without a warrant. Maybe I'll get a warrant and open your phone.
Good afternoon, Harry. Good afternoon to everybody listening to us. It's going to be 6 hours today. By my count, I think if I do mass well, I think I do 5 hours. 5 hours. True, we can't be saying I don't do mass well. No vex. Now broadcasting I can't do last. So 5 hours, and it's going to be enticing. It's football throughout, and I mean the World Cup is on. Host country. I think the call from the president. We can see whether that was what spawned them to score 4 goals against.
Is that about the 4 goals or just the performance? I was watching that performance and
it seemed quite nice, but the thing is, we always know where they will end. That's just the problem in all of this.
So you don't see them reaching the quarterfinal like this at all.
No, it doesn't. They can't do that. They won't do that.
But wait, out of the three hosts,
I'm not going to be surprised.
Out of the 3 hosts, which one are you even tipping to even make a run if any of the hosts is to make a run?
No, it has to be US. First of all, they've got Mauricio Pochettino, and they've got some good players. I mean, you're talking about Folarin Balogun, Giorena. There's this guy Christian Pulisic. There's a midfielder, I'm trying to remember his name. Tyler Adams. Thank you very much. So they've got some good players. Anthony Robinson, a lot of good players around that USA team. Mexico, you could talk about them, but and Canada has to be worse off. Canada, maybe by the way, with Jesse Marsh and players like Jonathan David, but still, I feel like it will probably be US. In some of the previous ones, Qatar did not even get anywhere near, ascendancy. You could talk about Russia in 2018, still. Brazil humiliated in the semi-final stage. But when you look at what is to be expected from some of these teams, it's going to be enticing from the host nation. But today, I mean, from 11 p.m., this is probably the biggest game at this stage of the World Cup.
The first game is actually 8 p.m. today.
No, I mean from 11. The game from 11 p.m. Yes. The first game is 8 p.m. The game from 11 p.m. has to be the biggest at this stage. I think Qatar faced Switzerland.
Yeah, by 8.
Then Brazil against Morocco. The two teams in the top 10 of the 6th and 7th.
Are you going to hate watch?
No, I'm not. I'm not hate watching Morocco. You know, after everything that has happened from the Africa Cup of Nations, I don't even have their strength. Who I won't give throw, who can give on fairness and everything. We know it's Senegal. So anyhow, I won't do. I'm gonna do them. My own priority is Nigeria not being in it. Yes, it takes a sting out of it, but slowly, the World Cup will enter everybody's body. And when we're done talking about European football, I mean, we'll switch to the Nigerian side of things. And there's going to be a very, very interesting twist today. And the thing is that I will let the cat out of the bag. I'm not going to come here and say I'm not going to let the cat. I will let the cat out of the bag, so that if you miss it, is Oyo from 4 p.m. when we probably start discussing. Amen.
Okay, well, I can talk about I think I'll leave that my best Nigerian moment in the World Cup to the second part.
Yes, leave them.
I'll just say the most disappointing part.
Try.
2018 Marco Rojo's goal. I can never forget how I was hoping finally we will play World Cup, we will lose to Argentina. We're about to cross the group at the expense of Argentina. Then Pavon crosses the ball and Rojo at the edge of the box with the shot.
You know, that thing I start Maradona did. That match, Maradona was on the edge.
I literally sank. I remember I literally sank into the couch. I was just like, I was so deflated.
That match, Maradona was so pumped. Argentina, but they still crashed in the round of 16. But still, they just wanted, how will Argentina not come out of group stage? And there's some people have favorite. I mean, in 2014 there was Ahmed Musa Rice, scattered across the country. Ahmed Musa Rice, Ahmed Musa
for president.
Yes, so there be so many moments. So see, once it's spoken, just we would love to make it interesting, and that's why we also have the expertise of Ogasami here.
Yes. So it's a mixture. The OGs, the Gen Zs, everybody. So bring your. I know some persons will come and say their most memorable moments in the FIFA World Cup is not on the records because Abdoulaye Beweni did not play in the FIFA World Cup. Yeah, that's for the Gen Alphas. So we'll just mix it. We'll mix it. We'll pardon you in case you say such. We'll mix it. It's a blend.
Some people, I think, they will also point out Yekini's celebration.
Yeah.
Some people, but so see, there are
or
plenty
Julius
moments.
Agawa's backflip.
Do you understand?
Against Sweden.
There are plenty moments. Just be saving it. Just be storing it. Just keep storing it, and then when it's time, we will talk about it. And like I said, who is that favorite clutch player at the World Cup? Some people say Ahmed Musa. You know, that's 2014 that the guy was feeling on top of the world.
It has to be him, our national Abuki.
Do you understand?
Like,
it's almost like this guy was everywhere. So you can let us know. Let us know who are these players. Is there any player is there really any player from 2018 that you look at? Is there any player from way beyond, from the golden set? Papilu them, Austin G.
Something Siasia, if you remember 1994, something Siasia was such.
And there's one name I'm remembering that a lot of people have not said. Do you guys know this name? Very dazzling player.
Is that JJ?
No, not JJ, not JJ.
Which World Cup?
Which of the World Cup?
Some to Isaac, of course.
I don't off your mic. I put off your mic. You don't do. Well, you've heard the voice of Sunt Isaac and Osas, the demigod in the world of sports. Chikasin is also here with us in the studio this afternoon. Chikasin, good afternoon. Welcome.
Good afternoon to sport lovers. Harry, I will first of all start from you. I think you should give Sunt that energy. That energy that he has been asking for, I think you should give it to him.
If I give Sunt that energy, everyone will scatter.
This goes
You need to give him that energy. I can see the energy. I can see the energy.
Henry, please.
You're playing with fire.
Please, can you
I'm just being sincere. I'm just being sincere.
Tell the house why you have this energy?
Yes, just tell us.
Let us know, please.
Some things are above your pay grades.
Please, this is why I want to learn. I love to learn. Henry has said it's above my pay grade. Henry, lecture me, please.
Let's learn.
In brief words, let me learn and
all records have been sealed. Nothing can come out.
So it's all confidential.
It's all confidential. Some state secrets, top secrets.
Henry, please, this energy is ready. I don't know. You have to say it at some point. If like this is the call, beg Henry, because me, I need them. I need them. This country they weigh me down. So this kind of energy, if Henry get when they see this energy, please, Henry, tell us. And give it to us, please. Or give us the secret.
I don't know what you're talking about. My lips are sealed. Well, we do have the feedback platforms for you to be a part of the show this afternoon. For YouTube, we are live at Today95.1fm. At Today95.1fm, you can listen to us on YouTube. On Facebook, we are at Today95.1fm. At Today95.1fm. Instagram is at TodayFM951. Same for X at TodayFM951. And also on Twitch at TodayFM951. You can also listen to us via our website, audio only, which is www.todayfmlive.com. Just click on listen live either via the homepage or the menu list, and you can also connect with us via the TuneIn and Radio Garden apps. So just search for Today 95.1 FM or on the Radio Garden and TuneIn apps. And for the regular feedback platforms you are used to, for the SMS and WhatsApp portal, the phone line is, or the number is 0701 933 9962 0701 933-9962. Let me call it slowly. 0701 933-9962. So, yeah, send your thoughts. Give us, the highlights so far for you in this World Cup. I know some of the games. The South Korea Czech Republic game was at 3 a.m. USA Paraguay was at 2 a.m. I actually stayed up to actually watch that one because I wanted to see what the United States will actually put up against Paraguay. Not really much for the South Korea Czechia, but you can also give your thoughts on what has stood out for you so far. We've had about 4 matches in the World Cup. So which moment has stood out for you so far? I know where most of you go to, definitely.
Yes, obviously, you know. Where that side where we have to shout obrigado, gracias,
Viva
Mexico, gracias, Mexico.
Alex, do you have energy today?
Something, I don't know where you're going with this.
Alex, do you
I don't
have...
understand. I don't understand. That question sounds very suspicious.
Alex, please let the house know in 100 brief words if you have energy today.
If I have energy,
Yes,
today, it depends on what kind of energy we are talking about.
Henry type of energy.
Henry, is there supposed to be a meaning behind that, or is it just the regular energy we are talking about?
Why are you all passing the energy balls?
I'm being slashed that here.
I am begging Henry to tell us the energy where it is coming from. Henry, please tell us. Alex, I know you can notice it, right? There's energy, there's aura
Around
inside here.
So you're trying to find out what's the source.
You know
What
this.
is this?
You know this. Sometimes this sports calling kettle black.
All right, let's go. Open it up.
All right, let's start the show, please.
Okay. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the phone lines will
This I'm talking about white men. If you follow the politics, prime ministers, politicians.
Manchester United's Ryan Giggs was Ryan Giggs not fingered in extramarital affairs? Adultery.
Even Ronaldo himself at the point
let's use
Ronaldo at the point had replaced allegations.
Let's use accused, not fingering. But my point is, yeah, it may sound funny, but my point is, we've seen it in senior clients. You made mention of Ryan Giggs. That was the tail end of his career. So I think he was done with football. He was coaching Wales, and he left the Wales job. Yeah. If my memory serves me right. See, there's consequences to all these things. That's why the best thing for players, especially African players, where you know the society is not same like yours, where you can do something and even get away with it, you have to try as much as possible to respect yourself in Europe. That's why I see African players, when the ladies comes, you try as much as possible to run away.
You and I know, see, it gets some players who go face it, and it will be swept under the carpet because it's Thomas Partey, and it's even from England. England have refused to sweep that under the carpet.
Let me give an example. In the Saudi Pro League, Cristiano Ronaldo is not married to Georgina. He resides in the country team. John Duran was not allowed that privilege.
Yes.
He had to stay outside of the capital and come in for games, come in for training. And it's one of the major reasons why John Duran left, because he was not married, but he was still cohabiting with his partner. So you can certainly see that for certain players, it will be swept under the rug.
Yes, if you come to that, but I made mention of some white people, so we should not make it a racist thing. That's my point. My point is, we shouldn't be painting this a racist thing, because you're seeing people even hold bigger position than you being a football player. I'm talking about ministers, politicians. Yes, in Europe, they do resign. Some of them do face legal issues. A lot of them. We're even talking about royal family. You know what's happening to Andrew. To human rights abuses when it comes to rights for children and of course rights for women. So if you have similar cases in relating to abusing children, women, and all, it's difficult for you to get into Canada. If you're even applying for Canadian visa, it is that strong. So my point is, maybe their laws are quite different. It's like you're going into Saudi back in the day when they don't even allow women to drive, and you're a woman and you want to drive, you may not be allowed to drive. So if they don't want to allow you into their country because you have cases that's quite that they're frowned to as a nation, they will not let you in. It's not the same Somalia that have lesser laws concerning terrorism are telling the Somalia guy to come to their country. That's the point.
Henry, see, this is a 1 month football mondial. It's more or less like where we have those festivals and sorts, like what we had in Brazil a couple of years back. I think the country should understand that this is a 1 month period and some of these laws could be relaxed. Nobody is going to plan a terrorist attack on you in 1 month. These things are planned years before.
See, the kind of litigation that will happen in Canada if Thomas Partey is allowed into that country, it will surprise you. A lot of people will take the Canadian government to court. And they will pay a lot of damages.
Okay, are they trying to let me know that? Are they trying to tell me that?
Party, I was traumatized, no. So the government needs to pay me this S, Y, and Z.
PZ, are we saying that in Canada right now there is nobody that is raping somebody? There is nobody who is being charged for rape. There is nobody who is being tried for rape. Okay, why haven't they turned Canada upside down? Why must Thomas Partey's case?
He's not a citizen. It's similar thing that happened to the late British singer, Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse was not allowed to one of the Grammys because she had drug-related matters. See, countries with strict rules. Rules is the rule. They may not allow you because they know the implication. Before you know it, will have a lot of litigation. People just take cases to court because they saw Partey. I don't know if you get me. Therefore, one of the issue of the Somalia guy, I always say this thing. I will say it. Americans had 9/11. Americans are always careful. This is a mondial. This is a particular competition that every part of the world is in America. Anything that happens there, it becomes a very big story. So they'll try as much as possible to play safe. Look at the way they're acting with the Iranians. They are trying as much as possible to play safe. My point is, maybe FIFA shouldn't have given the World Cup rights to United States, Canada, and Mexico.
Exactly.
Maybe they would have chosen more stable European country because we are not even enjoying the World Cup.
We're not enjoying it because look at 2 a.m. to watch football. Not only that, even look at the crowd presence. It's not looking like a World Cup to
exactly. Come on, this is not even a footballing nation. Maybe a Mexico and maybe a Mexico can actually. Taking that World Cup there is already a big problem. Like when the World Cup was in Russia, we saw the drama behind the World Cup when Russia hosted the World Cup. Same with Qatar. I think the last 3 World Cups we have had controversy. Maybe apart from the South Africa World Cup, a lot of controversy. Sometimes it's even the gay rights for the guys in Russia. People will not allow same-sex marriage people come into your country. They had that issue. Same with the Qatar guys. So for me, I think when this kind of thing happens, we just need to endure. Try as much as possible to endure and let it flow. Because that's the laws of the country. Respect the law. Thomas Partey, be careful next time. Young Brazilian and Ghanaian footballers, if you're going to Europe, try as much as possible to avoid problem. Come to Ghana and party. Don't party in England. If you party in England, anything you see, take. So that's my point, basically.
Okay. So you can also call in to air your thoughts as regards the whole controversies as regards the World Cup over there in USA, Canada, and Mexico, visa issues, the whole searching issues, fans not even being allowed. And you also have to look at the likes of Senegal and Ivory Coast barely being able to take fans over. Fans not even actually going to the World Cup. 0810-951-0951. 0810-951-0951. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Priya and Co.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
This is Nelson from Igripo.
Okay, Nelson, please go ahead.
See, I key into Priya analysis 100%. See, this our nonchalant and criminal attitude, not just only Nigeria and Africa. We need to change it. We should relax some of these things. To me, I support it in total, just like Priya is.
No, Nelson, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what will you say about the Uzbek and Senegalese national team being searched that way? And what will you say about fans, everyday people like you from Ivory Coast and Senegal, that because of their countries on a visa ban, for whatever reason we do not know or understand till date, they can't go and watch their national teams in the World Cup?
Fine. Let me answer you for that. Eh? You have your family and your home, and you have your rules and regulation. I have my own, and this is my rule. And the thing have been like this. If you know you cannot keep it, don't even bother.
Then why bother to host the World Cup? Because people from these countries will qualify. So why bother to host the World Cup? Because I mean, I can't imagine Nigeria going to the World Cup. And okay, I have the means. I've been going to the World Cup all these years to watch games. I've gone to Russia, Brazil, Qatar. I have no criminal record or anything. But just because of I am Nigerian and you placed a ban on my country for no good reason, I cannot come.
Good question. Do you know that your father's criminal act can affect you?
No, that's my father. It's not me. Yes, my father's criminal act has no business. You. This is not about the Bible, Nelson. This is not the biblical law that sins of the father are passed down to generation.
Excuse me.
My father. It's just like say my brother's sin is my sin or my brother's crime is my crime.
No. Okay, for example, now you go to a community. Okay, let's even go to South Africa here. Want us? We should come back home. Even the government. Have you seen the action of the government? So let us we. Make we change our own attitude. I'm not saying that I'm not supporting USA 100% too. I'm not supporting them, but if you want to go somebody's house, my brother, listen to the person rule and regulation. Make we stop this our nonsense. Nothing from the greater. Make we stop him.
Okay.
You see the way our politicians
but Nelson, we have a ban, right? Burna Boy was at the World Cup performing. Davido was there.
Yes.
Rema was there. Arya Star is there. So why are they there? And okay, we're talking about the politicians. Some of these people have politicians as uncles and fathers and brothers. And they were allowed, and everyday people are not being allowed.
Can I answer you?
Go ahead, please, quickly, so I can get to the other callers.
You see, where is Harry Kelly now? In prison. You see, the law that we follow, Burna Boy, if he's not careful, what the white musician will do, and we go scot-free, he go enter. Don't be celebrating that he's there now. Smart thing when you go do now, you go hear him. So I had a friend who was there. He told me that then when they go there, they are even better than Christians in Nigeria because of the law there. That's what he told me. So if you have to go there, you have ambition. You see what USA said. Then you go to your Facebook, your social media, 5 years backward. So if you have such ambition, personally, keep your hand clean. Let them continue with this thing. I support you 100%. Except from Igrita.
Okay, thank you so much, Nelson from Igrita, for your thoughts there. Hello, caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
Yeah, my name is Big John. I'm calling from Port Harcourt town.
Okay, Big John, please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon. If my take on it is that if any country wants to set rules to protect them security-wise, let them do. There's no need to blame. Also, I had this thing use US, for example, because US is one of the co-sponsors. Like one of the discussants said, maybe US shouldn't have been in the midst of hosting this World Cup. But take a look at what is happening, for example, between US and Iran. The US has been attacking Iran. Iran has not been able to attack US homeland, mainly because they don't have that long-range missile that can from Iran attack US homeland. If US have to allow Iranians to stay in their countries with their fans that are supposed to come, let me say, even if you allow something like 200 fans or 250 fans into the country, all those baggages, luggages, and the fans you carry into US, you just don't know. Especially because of the fact that North Korea and Russia are also in support of Iran. Anything can just happen. So if countries want to take precautions for their safety, so be it. Let them be. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your thoughts there, Big John. Great having you on the show this afternoon. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Name and location.
I'm calling from Chinga.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask you a question, my brother.
Go ahead.
Just somebody spoke about racist. This is not a racist something that we should keep racist about. This racist of a thing is inside of us. I might not bring up my own, but it's inside, naturally it's inside. Because you must love your race. That is one thing. You must protect your race. Yeah, I want to go to the point now. If you think, if all the refs just be sincere to me, I've asked you this question last 2 months or 3 months. Be sincere to yourself. If all the refs and the linesmen are black, be sincere, just answer me this question. If they are black, tell me, would the black countries, let me just say the African countries, do you think we will have chances to carry that World Cup? Coming back to the normal question, just answer me this one first.
Come again with the question, please.
I said, if all the refs and the linesmen and the VAR, if they are all black, do you think that the black nations will have advantage to get to the final of the World Cup or even carry the World Cup?
That I can't tell.
You can't tell?
Yes.
My brother. Not refusing this Somalia ref. This is a typical racist issue. I tell you. You can't tell me that all these other countries that they allow their refs, and those countries are very different from racism. You understand? Don't deceive. Don't be deceived. It's the atom of racism in every aspect of our life. Even in the boxing, without if you say not to say boxing, physical something when they watch this person don't knock this person. No black for don't touch that belt. Yes. But I'm just trying to tell you now that the next time they want to give a country, FIFA should go and sit with that country and tell them one-on-one. See, we want like this, so if you know agree, not gonna know the place to come collect rights to hold anything. See our own agree or not. If they agree, we sign. Say, allow these people, we monitor them, we keep them monitored till they go back to their country. Okay, they cannot go out of that hotel. They cannot move anywhere. They did it in Qatar. They restricted every country, but they allowed them inside. So FIFA should, this one is not open up for FIFA to other fans to referee everybody. Because you can't tell me that, okay, if they say no fans from any country should come to America, don't you know that the American team will have advantage over the other countries? My brother, let's be wise. There is atom of even tribalism in all of us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your thoughts there. Hello, caller, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sounds like Ugbonna.
Yeah, thank you. This is OGB Ugbonna calling from Roma.
Please go ahead.
I think I was going to tell you that my name was Pablo Garcia. But that one will come later. I'm still tuned. On this issue of alliance on players and fans, I think we have to come to reality that the football itself is as political as the normal international politics. You can't take it away. You agree with me? There are times when scandals have rocked FIFA, particularly when one of the reasons when England didn't win the right to host, the dog. But that being said, I think politics and international relations is the center of all these things. And you, FIFA, we at no point accept responsibility by way of saying allow them. They are for football purposes. If anything happens, we'll take responsibility. FIFA will never do it. It still boils down to the respective countries. Ordinarily, the US should benefit more, or Canada or Mexico, they should benefit more by way of having people host this thing in their turf. Tourism, hotel, and every business boom. But because because they are saying they want to secure their country, they are now profiling certain people. I've been privileged to go to both Canada and UK. The way they search for sometimes, I don't get angry. You know why? If my country is good, I will not go. Or if I have everything I want in my country. So my advice is let us make our home, make our leagues, make our football what we want. That way, these other ones will be less attractive to us. Because it's politics they are playing. Like one of your callers said, you won't take away the fact that even Iranians, if they allow them enter there and they subject them, you discover that one or two Iranians are missing. So anything is possible. So if you ask me, politics has come to stay, and unless they purge themselves, we will have worse of this. Because after now, you see likes of Russia or South Korea or whichever coming to bid, and when they bid and get it, they will still do the same thing. So this football is part of us now. Let's embrace it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ogbonna, for your thoughts there. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Henry.
Yeah, good afternoon. Name and location.
Present now, if you look at the economy of entire Africa, you will know that there is nothing to write home about it. Most of our spectators who are going to our fans who have been denied a visa, then let us tell ourselves the truth. If you half of them, if you divide them into two, if not 3/4 of them will not attempt coming back. They will try to see that after even before the game is over, the tournament is over, they found their ways
Ugo, that is allegedly. That is allegedly. It's not confirmed. It's not.
Well, you could see it as allegedly, but I'm telling you, they say from the taste of the pudding, you should be from how do they say it? You should be able to know what might happen. US is not just doing that. US is a country that many nations are just looking towards getting it done, by all means. So they need to fortify themselves. The Iranian fans that have been denied visa, some may go there as spies. You understand? Who is there to go to places with them? They could just, as tourists they are, as spectators they are. Yes, they could take that permission they have the right to, move around. And you don't know what they are moving about for. They will take photos to their country. So it is good for every country to put itself in order. When you put yourself in order, if the other man says you should not come to his house, you remain in your house. You enjoy whatever you have in your house. Understand? What you are suffering here in Nigeria, US, do they have oil as we have? Do they have even solid minerals as we have?
They have.
They do not.
They do.
Yes, but I know. I do geography very well.
They are larger oil producing nation than we serve.
Of course, they do. But in terms of other minerals, we have it. We have good soil. We have good weather, climate, everything. But what are we going by it? Only bandits, what do you call it? Insecurity alone, just one factor alone, has made us to abandon our farms, abandon homes. Can such a thing happen over there? This is a country that want to do well for their citizens. So we should allow them, please. Thank you, Henry.
Okay, thank you so much for your thoughts there, Ugo. Do I have to keep the calls coming in? 0810-9510-951. You can also send your thoughts to the SMS and WhatsApp portal. That one is 0701-933-9962. Hello, caller. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello. Name and location.
Thank you. My name is Mike. I'm calling from Rwanda.
Okay, Mike. Please go ahead.
In my place, they say when the weather is that cloudy, the Bibia do not speak, not come out to do his incantation. It's only when the rain has started pouring, that is when he will come out and then start doing all when he's challenging God the Almighty. So why you see terrorists being suppressed to this level is because of how proactive the giant this year, like the Americans, the UKs, and these NGV countries try to fight this monster. So when you see these actions, we should not just wave away the positive about it. However, when you are a black man, it's always very easy for them to make you a victim once they trace anything, because there's that atom of bias when it comes to race. I know very, very well that if this Somalian guy was to be a US citizen, if they still want him to be that World Cup, to officiate in that World Cup,
they may still make him to work there because they have the power. There's no way, there's nothing, there's even FIFA the thing will not be even coming to the public. But when you have raised a black man, it makes it very easy for them to use you, to send the message. So I, in as much as I support the proactive nature of fighting terrorism, because even Abramovich, the former Chelsea owner, even though that was not global, as far as you have any relationship with it, there's still any single thing to call you out, to hold you upon you. So I do not blame any way they want to fight terrorism. You have to, any single thing you see to fight terrorism, you use it to fight terrorism. But however, when we are a black nation, which we are not the world powers, it's very, very difficult for you to stand for your citizens outside the nation. When such a thing, when this thing happens, because your nation will not be able to withstand the pressure that comes with it. So when it happens like that, you now see that the whole issue becomes a global stock. People will start making sentiments and calling names and so on. So for me, I think that black nation just makes it so easy for us to be blackmailed, because I see it as a blackmail. They are foreigners, they are Europeans that are terrorists. They are know them. They are also terrorists everywhere. But we have the power to secure and your citizens. You have the way out of it and you secure your citizens. So I think this thing, Djokovic, all those things, once you fingers in anything that has to do with global threats, they find a way to nail you down. So if your country has the power, or the situation you come from has the power, they hide it. And so I'm just sorry for Africans. We need to support our politics so that we can protect our citizens. We are peaceful people, as far as I know. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your thoughts there. The phone line is still very much open. 0810 951 0951 0810 951 0951. You can also send your thoughts to the SMS on WhatsApp portal. And that one is 0701 933 9962 0701 933 9962, and we will take them. And this one from the WhatsApp portal says, Mr. Henry, do you know that from our president down to every citizen of Nigeria, none will reject an American visa if offered? Then the question should be why? Is it God that built America? American government does everything to protect her territory, and as world power, they play intelligence politics for her own benefits. Thank you. And that's from Sakalu. With that one from the WhatsApp portal. Do well to keep the thoughts coming in. Do well to keep the calls coming in as well. We are here at 0810 951 0951 0810 9510951 for the phone line. For the SMS and WhatsApp portal, that one is 0701 933 9962. We can talk about all the politics and everything going on around the World Cup, but let's head over to matters on the pitch at this point in time, because that's the main reason we want and watch the World Cup.
You have to look at it from that perspective. It's a very worrying issue for Hugo Brie. He's going to look at that group, given how impressively South Korea also played against Czech Republic, and he's thinking, will I be able to pick maximum points against this team? I think South Korea is who they face next. It's awkwardly disappointing from a side where you know very well what to expect from them, how they play, their pattern of football, and it's not really their characteristics of which they shown on the opening night. It's not what you would identify as a South Africa or a typical Bafana performance. It was a lazy approach to the game, and I think it was fueled by just the team sheet alone. Ikram Reyners, who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns of the South African League, barely starts. He has started a couple of games this season, but there was another feeling striker there who had all but taken his position for his club side, Mamelodi Sundowns. So I think it says a lot when someone who has not played that much is called in to form a frontman partnership with Lyle Foster. I mean, the energy levels were low. There was no service. You're playing two nines up front and there's no service. It just begs the question, what happened to their wingers, their fast-paced wingers? Most of their goals have come from winger situation. Look at Mofo Keng, who has only started about 3 games for them and has 2 goals already for the Bafana. Look at Apolis has 5 in his last 12 games, and Moremi, of course, with some really brilliant performances. So I think he left a lot to be desired, even in the midfield too. There were lots and lots of notable names, the likes of Mbata on the bench and coming on when they were already a man down. It says a lot about your approach when your approach is to try and curtail that Mexican attack and then you concede inside 9 minutes. I mean, now you have to try and do damage control against this South Korea I saw play very impressively versus Czechia. And you're going into that game and you're looking for 3 points because the Koreans already have picked up their first points of the tournament, all 3 against Czechia. So you're asking yourself, what can I correct in time for that? And I must say, it's very shocking when you go to the big stages. You know what a team is capable of, but for some reason, because they feel they are the underdogs coming up against a top side, overturn a 1-0 deficit with just under 30 minutes to play, you have to give them all kudos, you have to give them all credit and say, okay, yes, there may have been a number of things at play, but you not being on your best was not one of them. You definitely came there and you thought to deliver, and you went on to deliver, and which is precisely what the South Koreans did there. Like I said, I was more impressed with their attacking phase of play than anything else. It's just like yesterday when I was, or should I say the early hours of this morning, when I was just as impressed with the USA's performance against Paraguay. And there are teams where you have them in a mental frame and you don't peg them up very, very highly. And I think South Korea have just gone up a notch because of that performance. But with that being said, you're speaking about Czechia, who were beaten on the night. And if South Africa will fancy their chances against them, I would say go all out. The best thing you can do is don't repeat what you did in game one. You started your tournament off very poorly, fine and good. Go into the next game, it's against a European side who also have problems they need to account for and try to fix if they want to prolong their stay at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Go into that game, fancy your chances, and play like a side who thinks they are equal. You don't cower into a game. They cowered into the game versus Mexico with the lineup. You would not want to see that again, because the minute you check their lineup and you see that, you just know almost instantly there's going to be chaos. So I would just say they should go into that game as equals, and they should fancy their chances, and I think they will definitely be able to throw a punch or two at Czechia and maybe take all 3 points.
Okay, can they do it? Will they be able to do it? South Africa up against Czechia in the second game. Also looking at what South Korea played with Czechia, and also what Mexico played with South Africa against South Africa in the opening game. You can call in and give your thoughts as regards those two games. And we do have to go pay some bills. When we come back, we'll be talking about the other two games, and we'll say doing a preview of the Okay, so Canada 1-0 against Bosnia, but I mean, Alex, let me come over to you now. That performance against Paraguay yesterday from the United States, is this something people should be worried about? See, and they are the hosts; they have the crowd backing them. We also have food. The SoFi Stadium was at what the crowd and atmosphere felt like. Now, you're looking at this United States team. That performance yesterday, we'll get your thoughts on it also. But do you think they can actually make an impact? You've watched all three hosts. Which one are you tipping to actually go on that run? We usually see hosts actually tend to go on, usually push or punch above their weights. What are you expecting to do that?
Having watched the opening 3 games, I think I have to give that to USA. I don't think it's just the manner of how they won. I think it was the quality, the different class that they showed in the way they played their football. And I know a lot of people have frowned on them, particularly in friendlies, because they have not impressed so much in friendlies. When they appeared against top sides, I mean, they lost. That was 2-1 to Germany. They did beat Senegal by 3-2. So I think to some extent that has to give you an idea of what this US team is all about and how they could potentially cause problems, how they could potentially give you a different kind of headache. Maybe it's not the one you're used to, or it's not the straightforward pattern of football that you're used to, but they have other ways that they could cause you headache. Then when you bring in one of those underdog teams, and then coupled with the fact that they have the backing of their home fans, every game that they play or they are scheduled to play in the group stage or throughout, if they make it past the group stage, which they are looking very likely to, and they go all the way, it's going to be played in the United States. So no matter who their opponents are, or whoever they're up against, they will have the numbers, they will have the fans behind them. I think when you throw that in, it's a huge deciding factor. There's always this spirit of home and away supporters. There's a reason why we are sat here complaining about the Senegalese and the Ivorian fans not being allowed to come participate. We know how valuable the fans are in the game of football, and I think when you mix that in with good football, when you mix that in with genuine competitors, then you might have someone who has a trick or two up their sleeves. I just think it's one of those instances, it's one of those cases where they are going to punch above their weight. I think they've started very well. If there was ever a time you needed to make statements, it's with your opening game. Yeah, whether you're a host nation and maybe if you're not, you have to perform well. You start as you mean to go on, and that's precisely what the US men's national team have done. But that being said, we've also seen people who have impressed in their opening games and gone on to drop abysmal performances and probably not even make it out of the group stages at the end of the day. So I just think this US men's side thing, they have the extra backing of the fans behind them, and then from everything that I saw yesterday, they have the quality to play well, they have the quality to match. Look at some of the players in that side. I mean, the likes of Anthony Robinson plays in the Premier League with Fulham, Tyler Adams plays with Bournemouth in the Premier League, Folarin Balogun, Christian Pulisic, Monaco and AC Milan respectively. The likes of Serginho Dest, of course, champion of the Dutch Eredivisie, and still featuring, of course, in the Champions League. There are players littered everywhere there with experience. Weston McKennie, who has become that man that they could call on in recent timing. So I mean, it's a team where, yes, you may not expect them to go toe-to-toe with the heaviest of stars, but I think in recent months and even in recent years, they've been growing up the ranks, however quietly they've done, and the US has still been that side that has been brandished as not a footballing nation. But I still think with that bit of there's this thing where you don't expect much from someone, and then whatever they give you as an outcome, it becomes something of an awe. Nobody wants to rate their chances going into this World Cup. They'll say, okay, yes, you're host, but we know you go out when it matters. I would like to believe a lot has been said about the Belgian sides too. So it's just about this kind of teams looking at the narrative around them and saying there's a certain air around us where people are unsure of what to expect from our performances. It gives us that leverage, it gives us that middle ground to be able to fight and to be able to throw a lot of us upsets in these tournaments. And going forward, you would not expect a USA national team to come up against the top European side and to emerge victorious, and then they'll say, okay, we have that in our favor and we are playing at home. Why shouldn't this be a little bit more natural for us? Why shouldn't this feel more natural for us? And maybe they can begin to step into it and play even better. Yeah, so I think there's a whole lot in terms of factors for us to consider when you look at that US men's national team. I think that they could absolutely surprise if we were to go by the football they played in the early hours of this morning. I think that the US men's national team are definitely one that, if not anything, the fact that they are hosts among the pair of Mexico or the trio of Mexico, themselves and Canada, I see them going for always going to play in front of their home crowd, and it's always going to be in their favor. So it's just about the quality you showed in a 4-1 victory. How much of it, even if you were to show 70-80% of that quality in all your matches, you're
Alvarez is a player that will understand that clubs like Atletico Madrid, yes, they will try and compete for the biggest trophies. They will always try. But he knows and he's well aware that constant presence, like reaching every final, Barcelona winning the league title now back to back, and reaching some certain point of ascendancy in your career, you still have to move to the likes of Barcelona and Real Madrid. Now, from what I heard and some of the reports I saw, he was very much invested in a move to Barcelona. Very, very much interested, very much invested. Barcelona had, spoken to his representatives and he's on board for it. I was so surprised when Real Madrid came into the picture. Now, that's the thing with transfers. You have to be bold, and you have to. Do you understand? But not be Spurs where they hijack their own deals every time. Now, you have to actually put in your feet. And Florentino Perez, is that man that if there's anybody that would dare to do, is him. I mean, right from time from Luis Figo, when he brought in Luis Figo, talk about the Galactico era, when he even went to Manchester United. Barcelona had made a bid and had agreed with Manchester United for David Beckham. Sir Alex Ferguson had said, let him go to Barcelona. And obviously, Beckham was always a fan of Real Madrid. If he was moving to any other club, Manchester United was the club of his life. But if he was moving to any other club, he said, no, it has to be Real Madrid. And Perez, he got the G and he said, this babe there after me, Abby, make I go snap him up. And he called Beckham and that was the end of it. Like, no move to Barcelona, very swiftly to Real Madrid. So, Perez is that man who can jump on anything at any point in time. He has seen that Alvarez is unsettled a little. So why not take advantage of the situation? But the problem is that the rivalry in Spain, not be the one where Liverpool will sell Sterling to Man City. It's not the one that Chelsea will sell Madueke to Arsenal. It's not, yes, we will probably not see transfers from Man City to Manchester United, but I'm talking about the complement of the title contending teams. When Suarez moved to Atletico Madrid, I think it was on a free from Barcelona. Yeah. Yes. So it was a function of no other club. Barcelona did not want him. A lot of other clubs were not actively looking at him like that, but he said, okay, let him remain in Spain. And he said, okay, Atletico Madrid were in the hunt. So you don't see direct club-to-club negotiations between some of these clubs. The last time Barcelona and Atletico Madrid have even had a negotiation, which has even made them have sour relationships. As it stands, in the last 2-3 seasons, Atletico Madrid and Barcelona have sour relationships. In fact, 3 of them, because you start from the Negreira case, enter Barcelona and Atletico Madrid are officiating, enter Real Madrid and Barcelona, their own rivalries. Enter Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, their own, say Atletico is feeling like these two teams are rigging the league, officiating always goes in there. So now, Atletico will not strengthen these two sides with their best. This is their best player for crying out loud. Antoine Griezmann has left. This is their best player they are talking about. happen. It cannot happen. Thibaut Courtois that moved to Real Madrid, he had gone to Chelsea first. And if you see the way he gets treated when it comes to the Wanda Metropolitan, in fact, the player should first even consider Alvarez himself. There is a way he cannot travel to face Real Madrid. Yeah, he cannot travel to face Atletico Madrid if he even makes that move. There is a way he cannot even travel to face Atletico Madrid if he even makes a move to Barcelona. So all of these things have to be considered. Perez, like I said, I feel like it was in the heat of the election for all of these things. Alvarez, from what I've heard, prefers a move to Barcelona. Now, it remains to be seen if Barcelona will be able to dish out, because me, I become the fear. See my music streaming app, maybe they don't link them to my bank account, because the way Barcelona was moving, the way Barcelona was moving, man, I don't even understand. They first go do Gordon. I will still yesterday, we still sign defender. So I'm like, what is really happening with Barcelona? I don't understand. So if they can actually bring out the more, I think Barcelona have a better chance. So it's going to be difficult, but Barcelona have a better chance at a negotiating table with Atletico Madrid than Real Madrid with Atletico Madrid. And secondly, don't forget the aspect of player power. Alvarez might need to make a push with the Atletico Madrid board if he wants to move. And secondly, Barcelona fans should also pray that Alvarez doesn't have a very good World Cup. Because if Alvarez has a very good World Cup, maybe we are talking about excess. That bid that Barcelona rejected from PSG for Lamine years ago, they will be praying that they accepted it, because you will be looking at around over 200 million for this guy, because Atletico will not, they don't want to sell right now. Don't know if they will even change their stance. So yes, Robert Lewandowski for player, but yes, let's look at the striker market in case that I feel should be tempted. They should try and make a move for him. For Real Madrid, have you tempted Victor Osimhen? He should be tempted. There are some other strikers you can actually go in for, because the way Atletico are going to hold Julian Alvarez, I don't know if those Spanish teams are ready to pay that kind of money for him. And even if Alvarez wants to push, first of all, the side effect of pushing is that you fall out with the fans of the club. You fall out with the hierarchy of the club, because these clubs, believe it or not, they are dangerous. They will go and give media people and let them know what Alvarez is doing, and before you know, it comes out on Marca, and before you know, Alvarez is public enemy number one in Atletico Madrid. You are pushing for a move to your rivals, so he still has to play it smartly. That's why you look at even Enzo Fernandez. Make person tell you say he did ordinary, that whole back and forth he was having when Ramos Senior was there. So some of these things, the player and their representatives will sit down and think of the best logical solution. If Alvarez tells Atletico Madrid, I want to go, Atletico Madrid have the right to say, you're not going anywhere, you're staying here, because he's under a contract. So he will stay there, he will play match, he will suffer, he will play 120 minutes, he will play 150 minutes, he will keep on playing as long as they deem it fit, except he wants to go on strike and you're breaching your contract. So whatever you see at that point in time, you can also face it. So it's a very dicey one. Sometimes the transfer window gives you a very, very good sense of drama. Sometimes you want to see how it will end up. A low-key part of me feels Alvarez will not move this summer. He will not move. I don't know if Atletico Madrid might change their mind. Maybe there's a striker replacement out there, but you expect them to get good money. Simeone, for Simeone to open his mouth in his press conference ahead of the Champions League semi-final and say, he mentioned the clubs that are coming for this guy, and he said Barcelona, Arsenal and PSG have inquired about Alvarez, to show you that the man no send. Like, people should keep inquiring. I will rat you out. There's nothing you will do. No, there's nothing. The man no send. Because we know that clubs like to keep some of this information confidential, but the guy no send. So that is a clear message to some of these clubs. You will do it you want to. Toast all the toasting to Alvarez you want to. This guy might not leave. For me, I think he has a good chance to go to Barcelona. I don't know what is going to convince Atletico Madrid's mind. Maybe a good striker replacement or some good money, and maybe convincing from Alvarez's representatives. But for me, it's going to be very, very difficult to see that guy leaving Atletico Madrid this summer.
Okay, but I mean, Alex, he's talked about Barcelona being the likeliest of opportunities or likeliest of places for Alvarez. Now, do you think or do you feel the man fits into the Barcelona setup, or his style of play actually suits Barcelona?
Oh, well, I just had to laugh. I was looking at the, I think that's the South African entrance. So much for that, and to drop that abysmal performance here. But concerning Julian Alvarez, Barcelona have always had a thing for very prolific strikers, so I think it will come as a surprise why they are going for Julian Alvarez, because as Somto did rank him, probably behind the names Somto has already listed. I think he mentioned I don't know, say he's a striker. so behind the names behind the names Somto has already listed, which I think he mentioned the likes of Haaland and Victor Gyökeres above. Did you mention Gyökeres? Okay. My bad.
One is the defender, one is the striker.
So at the end of the day, I just realized what you said. One is a defender, one is
Defensive striker.
Evidence Makupa.
Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres is a defensive striker. Okay.
No, but the number one defensive striker I know is Evidence Makupa. Bafana. He got that nickname at the AFCON, we beat them in this.
So while I think he's not the profile that Barca have always preferred to go for, just look at the likes and the caliber of strikers they've had over the last couple of years, if memory serves me right. From Eto'o, Ibrahimovic, David Villa, Luis Suarez, who was there for arguably one of the longest periods of the club, and then Robert Lewandowski. I mean, it tells you everything about the profile of strikers Barcelona like to go ahead with. Very prolific. I'm even shocked. The fact that most Barcelona fans are torn about the situation of Ferran Torres, who had more La Liga goals than Julian Alvarez, who had more goals in all competitions than Julian Alvarez, should tell you a lot. Because if a striker who you want out of the club is supplying more goals than Alvarez, that means there has to be something. There has to be a reason why the club wants him. There has to be another position they probably see him playing, or a role they see him fitting in that is not particularly attuned to the striking department. But what I would say about that is Barca have a particular style and a demand that they want to play, and I'm very sure this Alvarez deal has been pushed and has been given that extra bit of boost by their head coach Hansi Flick. He probably looks at his team and says, okay, who is that one man that I need right now in this team that is flexible enough, that is not going to be a box poacher but can help us in other ways. He's a hard worker. He guarantees you goal involvement. He tracks back. So
this goal poaching thing. I was seeing a compilation of some of Alvarez goals for Atletico Madrid. I don't know where Alvarez went to pick up that devilish instinct. Some of these guys' finishes are crazy. Like, see those 2 free kicks he scored against Real Madrid. That free kick he scored against Barcelona in the Champions League. See that penalty he scored against Arsenal. If Raya, then ball right, he touched that ball.
I didn't see it though. I thought he missed it. I thought he missed that ball. See the net bulge. I thought he missed it. So So I think at the end of the day, it's about
the Premier League winner.
It's about
because I'll be humble. Yeah, he's a Premier League winning striker. I'm talking about.
And I'm very sure that beef is going to continue. But yes, if we have to talk about Barca and the profile of striker that they need right now, you would argue that they should go for more clinical strikers. But right now, what they're looking at is Julian Alvarez. The pattern that they've deemed fit to their style of play is Julian Alvarez. And I do want to give you more of my thoughts, Henry, but I think we do have to go to the market right now to pay some bills. So when we return, I would go on with the talk about Barcelona and their move for Julian Alvarez.
Yes, we do have to go pay some bills, but today's Sports Live will be right back after this short commercial.
When you sprinkle, every meal feels so right. Taste Flicker. When you stir, the color shines so bright. Taste Flicker. When you serve, it's pure delight. Taste Flicker by Terra. The flavor you can feel.
From jollof to stews, from soups to sauce, Tastemaker seasoning powder makes everything taste so good. Sprinkle, stir, serve.
Tastemaker.
No buy am. But why? No see say this big bull bag of rice no get the new big bull holographic seal. Not true.
Introducing the Big Bull Holographic Seal Tape, your favorite authentic Big Bull rice, 50 kg and 25 kg. Now with holographic seal tape. This is to ensure you get the premium product from Big Bull Rice. Do not buy if the holographic seal tape is not on the bag or is broken. Big Bull Rice. Tasty rice nourished you.
The amazing seasoning cube. So when you're cooking your delicious meals, don't compromise. Go for
Rich, consistent taste for cooking mouth-watering soups, stews, and jollof. Choose wisely. Choose Gold. Terra Gold Seasoning Cube.
One cube. Endless possibilities. Terra Gold.
How do we make our cooking come alive? Oh, Pepe Terra. For that tasty meal where you like, oh, Pepe Terra. I mean, you won't cook food to impress, oh, Pepe Terra. Pepe Terra, Pepe Terra.
Whether it's jollof or na stew, even for porridge or spaghetti, cook to impress with Pepe Terra.
Port Harcourt, are you ready? Today, 95.1 FM, the voice of the people. This is Today 95.1 FM, Port Harcourt, voice of the people.
Alvarez, because I think it is very easy for you to go and tempt a Dusan Vlahovic if we are talking about free players, because Barca, they like free players a lot. So if we were talking about you trying to tempt, but it's the truth now. but if we were talking about, them trying to tempt someone without having to spend too much, I mean, I don't really understand the rationale behind signing and Anthony Gordon for the fee they signed. I think 75 plus 5 in add-ons, if I'm not wrong, and refusing to also pay that 30 million for Marcus Rashford. I mean, it sounds a whole lot sketchy. If you go down to the Three Lions squad, Gordon is selected as the replacement for Rashford. Rashford is the man tipped to start on the left-hand side for Thomas Tuchel's side. And Anthony Gordon is meant to be that person that, okay, Rashford is having a bad game, Rashford is exhausted, Rashford is injured, coming for him. So it's like getting your replacement in the national side while being someone who could have also been a good striking option. Listen, the attacking market is very reduced. If you're losing wingers right now, you're going to be given a tough time trying to replace them. It's just the market. It's the cruelty of the players market right now, and you have to look at available positions and the players that can fill in there. So to involve yourself in a saga with a club like Atletico Madrid, who have already started with their whole back and forth with both Barca and Real Madrid, it just tells you are not going to be ready for both the mental and the financial physics of that deal. You will not be able to pull it through. So I think for them, it's easier to go in and say, okay, yes, maybe Alvarez is the striker we've outlined, or someone that we want to get, but are we going to be able to fully finance this transfer? Are we also going to be able to convince the man away from Spain? He's still in Spain. You're convincing him away from the capital of Spain and bring him over to the Catalan-based side. And you're thinking, how feasible is that deal? How possible is that deal going to happen in this summer after spending 80 on Anthony Gordon already? So I think for them, it would have been a better deal to go for the strikers who are less priced, but still have a whole lot to offer. I mentioned the likes of Dusan Vlahovic. Maybe you could say, okay, no problem. Yes, that is one man to tempt. I think there's been lots of talks about Harry Kane and speculations about him before Bayern's club president Uli Hoeneß came out and immediately shut it all down. So who do you particularly put in that place right now? Lewandowski has said his goodbyes. You're looking at not keeping Marcus Rashford, not paying the 30 million for Marcus Rashford, but indicating interest to take him on yet another loan. What does that say about your valuation of that player if you're not able to have him permanently, but you're open to working for another deal? I mean, you need to have players who can play in that position. You need to have a fit player. So on a large scale, Henry, I don't think they will get a Lewandowski replacement this summer. I do think that they will get that replacement, but I don't think it's going to be this summer. And if Alvarez is that target that they are willing to go there, camp on that hill and die on, then he's very, very likely to stay at Atletico Madrid than to come over to the Catalan-based club. So he may have the qualities that they are looking at for a striker, but at the end of the day, that deal is not feasible, Henry.
So you're seeing Alvarez staying at Atletico Madrid?
Yes, definitely. They said the club has moved on and has involved him in the plans for next season. They've involved him squarely, centrally in the plans for next season. So they are not planning for life without Alvarez.
Maybe, but definitely, most likely they'll be planning for life without Alexander Sørloth. Yes.
he's part of their plans definitely for the new season, and it will take big bucks to bring him out. And I don't think between Barcelona and Real Madrid they have that financial muscle to do that. Anthony Gordon going to Barcelona, like I said, is a mystic move. You have someone who has him like for like, and then you're not buying for less. Rather, you're going for someone above that price. I would always prefer Rashford above Anthony Gordon. Okay. I didn't actually see what Arsenal saw with Gordon when they made a move for him. Seriously, I don't rate him much. He gets to turn down my speculations about him being a very prolific player when he goes to Barcelona. I'll be glad to watch his match anyway. And then Arsenal, I don't know what they're doing in the market for now. I'm sure they're just trying to bolster.
Nothing concrete yet as regards Arsenal, although they say they are looking around potentially Bradley Barcola alongside Liverpool, because it looks like the man might be leaving PSG this summer.
Okay, yes. Okay, well, that's a good move. That's a good move because I feel they need to bolster their defense. As I said, they're going to do bolstering in most of their positions. For the front line, some people have to go to make move for some, let's say, some prospective and more younger players, so to speak. But the team in all is balanced, just few injury crises. And it's a good thing they changed their medical staff, or maybe the head of the medical team, because I think it was doing a terrible job there. People were on the sick bed for too long, and then when they come back, they have to be injected. And what's the point of paying you as a medical director? It didn't make sense to me. But it's a great move now. But I think they'll be more active in the World Cup. In the transfer window after the World Cup. I think. Which year's player is that? This young chap. I was watching it half eyes closed.
What number?
I think I can't remember his number. I know he said it was tinted or that. I mean, probably that's the color of his